In our main event of the evening, one team knows nothing but success at the Mudecas basketball tournament. On the other side, nothing but disappointment and letdown. Falls City Sacred Heart has won 13 Mudecas championships, while Johnson-Brock is looking for their first in the A Division. It's our main event of the evening. He's Andy Classett. I'm Jake Bartecki. Great to have you with us here at the Beatrice Municipal Auditorium. It's been domination by Falls City Sacred Heart, not only at Mudecas, Andy, but in this rivalry. They are 28-1 against Johnson-Brock in the last 29 meetings.
But Johnson-Brock, the Lady Eagles, have been getting closer and closer as of recent years. Right now, they're actually the 1 seed. Falls City Sacred Heart's the 2 seed. So if there's ever a time to kind of turn the tables, here it is, the championship matchup.
And Johnson-Brock has been close in the past. Last season, before Mudecas was canceled, really pretty much because of Mother Nature, they were penciled in to be the favorite, as they are this year as well.
Yeah, they've been the 1 seed for a couple seasons now. Didn't get that opportunity due to the snowstorms that always seem to hit this time of year down here. And you can believe it that they remember that, not having that opportunity, so they want to take full advantage. You know, you don't really notice things sometimes until they're taken away. That's exactly what happened. That opportunity escaped Johnson-Brock. Nothing to do with them personally, just that's how it went.
Let's talk about our 2 key players in this one. First, for Falls City Sacred Heart, Gentry Lechtenberg, 17.6 points per game. It seems like Coach Santo every single season has a player that can do it on both ends of the floor, and she'd be the one.
She really can. She's so aggressive with the basketball, good off of the dribble. She also is a great rebounder, and that comes from that aggressiveness we're speaking of. She really is the straw that stirs the drink, right, for Falls City Sacred Heart.
And for Johnson-Brock, Coach Ottoman can hit you with so many different options. They can score down low. They've got shooters, but I want to talk about Taryn Ottoman, the post player for the Eagles. Grandview University commit. She's averaging 30 points in this tournament. Hasn't scored less than 12 this season. That's pretty good.
Ottoman is awesome. She has led the Eagles in scoring and rebounding the last 3 seasons, is on a complete tear this season, and you can bet she's looking, eyeballing, circle this game, red letter game, whatever you want to call it. She wants to get this victory over Falls City Sacred Heart, one that's been escaping her throughout her career.
It's the gold standard against, it's hard to say this, but the newcomer, Falls City Sacred Heart and Johnson-Brock tonight in our girls A Division final.
Teammates Mentor proudly serves 10,000 students in 192 chapters across Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But we need your help.
We're recruiting Teammates Mentors to help our students reach their full potential.
Meeting with a student once a week can make a positive impact in their life and create a ripple effect in our communities.
Go to teammates.org to learn how you can get involved. Join the team, be a mentor.
Shop Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during the Start Something New sales event. Browse our full lineup of new Ram trucks, like the rugged and capable 2025 Ram 1500. And take advantage of our current offers happening now. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations in Blair or Bellevue today. Serving our customers since 1991. This is Woodhouse.
The pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com and by Johnson County Central Public School.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
This broadcast is brought to you by Beatrice Movies, located on Court Street in Beatrice, Carlson Irrigation, your Rinky dealer in Shickley, and by Community Insurance Group in Tecumseh, Sterling, Humboldt, and Pawnee City.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
This broadcast is brought to you by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas, and by Premier GMC. We are professional grade.
There's a look at the Beatrice Municipal Auditorium. One game in the books. Congratulations to Palmyra, ending a long, long drought of success in the Mudecas basketball tournament. Andy, it's crazy to think, but this Johnson-Brock group has just run into so many problems with Falls City Sacred Heart. That's largely what's prevented them from finding a championship in the A division.
Yeah, it really has been what's standing in the way, or in between Johnson-Brock and collecting a couple of tournaments, quite frankly. But this season, this year, has a little bit of a different feel to it. If you talk to Coach Jeff Ottman and some of the players, his daughter, Taryn Ottman, who we highlighted, I mean, averaging 30 points per game, leading the team in the rebound. You know, she's a post presence, but she can also bring the ball up the court. She's very versatile, even though she has great size to work with.
Grandview University commit. She's been so strong this season. 3 double-doubles. We've talked about the crazy numbers with the scoring. Let's flip it over to Falls City Sacred Heart. We talked about Gentry Lechtenberg, but how about Avery Santo? Yeah. The game-winning steal and the eventual game-winning bucket yesterday against Freeman in the semifinals that got them to this point with a chance to make it 4 in a row.
Yeah, what a game that was. I mean, a lot of times over the years we're used to seeing Sacred Heart, the Lady Irish, really fill up the cup, but last night really showed you they could slow things down and win a grinder with some heroics at the end of the game, squeezing by Freeman 30-28. And you mentioned Santo has the smarts of like a coach's daughter, doesn't she? And that's exactly what she is.
You got 2 coaches' daughters. Actually 3 if you count Coach Buckmeyer, the assistant over at Johnson-Brock, because obviously Brooklyn Buckmeyer on that group as well. We'll kick it back to break here. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for this one.
This broadcast is brought to you by Precision Seed and Chemical and Friend, Scooters Coffee in Beatrice, and by Twin Rivers in Fairbury and Beatrice, the high-volume, low-hassle place to buy. This broadcast is brought to you by Sunland Seed. Mike Holdmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Wrap with Sunland Seed of Beatrice. And by Weekend Warrior Roofing in Shickley.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
There's a look at the Johnson-Brock Eagles, 12-1 on the year. They knocked off Diller Odell yesterday, 60-35 in the semifinals. And then, of course, Falls City Sacred Heart, 13-1 on the year. Their lone loss Hawks coming earlier this season to Lincoln Christian. They escaped, I guess I'd call it, Freeman yesterday, 30-28 by the heroics of Avery Santo. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Irish, as there is Avery Santo to get introduced. First, Avery Santo, Dorothy Krause, Daisy Witt. That's a junior, a sophomore, another junior, and then a senior and a sophomore in Lechtenberg and Hallie Jones. Lechtenberg, leading scorer, leading rebounder for the Irish. Our starting lineups are brought to you in part by Medica, and we'll flip sides here momentarily and take a look at the Johnson-Brock Eagles. The Eagles come into this one 12-1 on the season. They knocked off, as I mentioned, the Griffins of Diller Odell yesterday, 60-35. Looking for their first ever A-Division championship. To find it will be Brooklyn Barons, a senior, Daly Pelican, a sophomore, who had a dozen points yesterday with 3 triples in the win. Brooklyn Buckmeyer, the senior shooting guard, stands at 5'8". Chloe Weiss, the senior guard, she'll play a lot of point guard. And then the power forward and post, she needs no introduction, Taryn Ottoman. We're ready to go. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. The white, red, and black uniforms for Johnson-Brock, the road black, and St. Patrick's Day green for the Irish of Falls City Sacred Heart. We're ready to go.
Yes, we are. I mean, just looking at the lineups as they're introduced there, you can tell the Eagles will have a size advantage. How is Falls City Sacred Heart? How are they going to try and counter that? Ball movement, double teams, man-to-man defense with a quick shift to it. It'll be interesting to see how they attack early on here.
Now we got some Go Big Red chants from a fired-up student section here on the Johnson-Brock side of the auditorium. There's a look at the scene here in downtown Beatrice. Taryn Ottoman, Gentry Lechtenberg. Tip is up and won by Ottoman, and the Eagles start with a possession. They average 56 points per game on the season. Driving in and quickly getting fouled is Brooklyn Barons. 9 points, 6 rebounds yesterday in the semifinal win over Diller Odell. Hallie Jones hit with her first foul, the post for the Irish.
Yeah, great recognition right there from Barons to start things off, and that puts one of the few dominant post players, Jones, with that quick foul for Falls City Sacred Heart.
First free throw off the mark for Barons. She's 58% there on the year. Both teams are shooting right around 61% at the line for the year. Barons goes 1 for 2. And it's an early 1-0 lead for Johnson-Brock. First possession of the ball game for the Irish. They average 52 points, allowed 34 on the year. Gentry Lechtenberg, their leading scorer, with a dish off left to Santo.
Travel.
Now stepping out of the three, sweeping to her right, the junior Daisy Witt walks with that first turnover of the ball game for the either side. Johnson-Brock, despite their impressive 12-1 record, Andy, 15 turnovers per game.
Yeah, obviously you'd want to clean that up a little bit, and this is a really darn good defense, starting off with a little man-to-man look, but they are shading help down low.
Daly Pelican dribbled it off her left foot at the free throw line. We'll have a whistle, thumbs up, jump ball, and it's going the other way to the Irish. Once again, Barons, Pelican, Buckmeyer, Weiss, and Ottoman, and that was Pelican there who just lost the vision on it.
Yeah, lost the vision, lost the handle.
All up the floor. Daisy Witt swings to her left. Krause in the corner. Santos stepped out of a three, near travel. I think the fans wanted one. Lechtenberg splits the defenders. Santo for three. That one off the mark, no good. Falls City Sacred Heart shooting 30% for the tournament. They have not been great shooting the basketball. And a foul here against Brooklyn Barons for JB.
Yeah, fantastic offensive rebound tracked down by Haley Jones. And it's that entry pass against this zone defense that really gets this offense clicking. You got to get the ball inside. Now we're having to switch to man-to-man from Johnson-Brock.
Daisy Witt to the left wing. Pass deflected backwards to Krause. She was shut out yesterday. She dished it off to Santo, who attacks in the lane. Falls down, but that's due to a foul. It'll be on the floor, so no free throws coming up. But another quick foul here for Falls City Sacred Heart. This one charged, or to Johnson-Brock, that is. That one charged to Daly Pelican. So 2 really crucial guards with a foul each early here for the Eagles.
And he could have whistled Weiss as well.
Lechtenberg off a well-drawn-up play on the inbound. Can't finish. Jones went up with it. She couldn't finish as well. Thought she traveled. No whistle, but now we have a jump ball, and Johnson-Brock gets the basketball back.
Interesting. So Johnson-Brock comes out with their full court pressure on a dead ball. Falls City deciding not to elect to go with some full court pressure, something we've seen them do over the years.
This is Weiss, who bounces it to her right. Daly Pelican passes back to Weiss, who dribbles across the baseline. And she stepped out of bounds. Turnover, the first of the night for Johnson-Brock. We talked about this in the first game. Sometimes just the dimensions and the setup of the auditorium lead to some of those turnovers you don't usually see in a regular gymnasium, just because of the adjustment.
I think that, and also the baseline and the sidelines are just, they're not any wider. You don't feel the presence of the crowd on top of you. So yeah, there's an adjustment period early in the game.
We saw that pretty much all week if you've been following the tournament beyond our coverage here on NCN. Jones, not a great feed from Santo, finds 2 points.
Yeah, Santo did a great job getting that bounce pass in there exactly where it needed to be.
First field goal for either side. Ottoman is not a decoy from downtown. She shoots the 3, 45%. Wow. She's just such a well-rounded player. She will play at the next level in Des Moines, Iowa at Grandview. And there's a professional next level 3 by Brooklyn Buckmeyer. And it's a 4-2 lead for Johnson-Brock. They get the steal, looking to make it 6-2. Hangs on the rim, but doesn't fall for Behrens. She'll go to the line on the foul by Daisy Witt.
Yeah, whether it's Chloe Weiss, Ottoman, you just saw Buckmeyer with the 3. That shot's going to be there because the Irish are really packing it inside right now. Even in man-to-man, they're shading an extra defender in the painted area inside the lane, trying to take away the easy buckets and guard the size. What a play there.
And that's what they were trying to do, to guard the size, and sometimes gets in foul trouble. 1 for 2 for the left-handed shooting Brooklyn Behrens. And another steal off the inbounds here for Johnson-Brock. Here's Ottoman for 3. In and out, doesn't miss it by much. This one pushed up the floor, the far side. Lechtenberg lost the handle. 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes for Falls City Sacred Heart, something they're usually very clean. Under Luke Santo, only 10 a game, 4 here early. Behrens turned it over herself. Another turnover here for Johnson-Brock, and the Irish have numbers. Santo drives in, gets tripped up, and we'll have a foul here against the Eagles. 4:38 to go in the first. That's on Kinley Weiss off the bench.
Yeah, nice first step there, move. Recovery defense, obvious foul. Got her with the body there, a little bit of a trip actually from Weiss.
Bounce pass to the corner. Drop down to Lechtenberg. Out to Santo for 3. There's an answer to tie the game for Falls City Sacred Heart. Avery Santo with just 4 points yesterday in the semifinal. She's got 3 here early.
That was a big 3 too.
Weiss with a backwards pass. Kinley to Chloe. Brooklyn Behrens thought about a 3. She'll take it. Puts a little too much on it. Falls City Sacred Heart grabs the rebound. Witt hits the deck in what has been a physical first quarter.
Well, that's the brand. That's the Lady Eagles brand of basketball, which they have the size, the overall height, kind of push their weight around, right? And that's what they're trying to do, be physical. And right now, you know, I agree with taking what the defense gives you, right?
Yeah.
And there's so much focus on this defensive effort as Lechtenberg swishes her first free throw attempt. Falls City Sacred Heart's really packing it in down low, so it's opening up the outside shot, but it almost feels like Johnson-Brock is settling for that outside shot. When you have a decisive advantage, maybe let some of these key players into that double team.
Lechtenberg goes 1 for 2, but the offensive rebound, second chance by Hallie Jones falls. And already in the bonus are the Irish, and they lead it 7-6 to get the advantage back.
I think it was Daisy Witt that got that initial offensive board.
Taryn Ottoman spins out a three-pointer. She is not a decoy, as we've mentioned, from downtown. She is 0 for 2 to start the ball game, but hasn't missed them by much. Daisy Witt dribbles to her right. Goes over to Elise Reschke, sophomore off the bench, and a layup up, it's good. Chance for a three-point play. Gentry Lechtenberg puts it up and in. 10-6 Irish with one more to come.
Is that entry pass, Jake, finding Lechtenberg in the middle of the lane. She was able to set up her little spin move there, got the defense leaning to her left, spin moved it back to the right in the middle lane. Great court awareness, understanding where she was at.
We've got a conversation in front of us, directly below us here on the stage at the scorer's table. I wonder if they are trying to figure out the foul situation. That was on Buckmeyer.
Was it her first, or was it her
I had
second?
it as her first. Looks like we've got everything figured out.
Yep.
I almost wonder if that was a, whoa, that's 5 team fouls in the first quarter. Do we have that right?
Right.
Free throw up. Lechtenberg hangs the follow through as well, completes the three-point play, and it's 11-5 in favor of Falls City Sacred Heart. Chloe Weiss looks over the defense and finds Ottoman. Right wing three by Behrens, no good. Rebound picked up. This one put back up by Brooklyn Behrens as well. And she's fouled. She'll go to the line off the Buckmeyer miss.
Once again, taking the open three. You know, I'm not against it. And then Behrens cleaning up with the offensive board.
Johnson-Brock shoots the three 36% this season, which is probably a top half, you'd think, of the class, as free throws up and good for Behrens.
And this is, you know, so early in the game, no spot to kind of panic if you're Johnson-Brock and, you know, get out of or get away from your style of play.
11-6 in favor of Falls City Sacred Heart. They have the basketball. The 1 seed Eagles, the 2 seed Irish going toe-to-toe in the A Division final, and an errant pass out of bounds. Falls City gives it back to Johnson-Brock. 5 turnovers for the Irish despite a 5-point lead.
Yeah, a little miscommunication between the two guards as they were looking to kickstart that play.
Taryn Ottoman with the basketball beyond the arc. Weiss pump fakes the three, spin move in the lane. Chloe Weiss, Kinley Weiss, the floater up. A little too much on it, but a foul, and Kinley Weiss, the freshman, who's 5 of 6 at the line this season with an aggressive take. She's got a chance to make that number even better.
Gotta love to see that if you're a Johnson-Brock fan. A youngster, a freshman entering the game, going baseline with that aggressive drive, as you mentioned. And that's where I think the Eagles maybe need to kind of refocus and get back into that style of play.
Weiss makes the first free throw. She had a career and season high 8 points in the round 1 win over HTRS for the Eagles. A lot of plays just like that, Andy, just aggressive, confident takes to the rim as she goes 1 for 2.
That kind of showing you her quickness, able to get to that baseline.
Avery Santo, the junior point guard, daughter of head coach Luke Santo. Bounces one to Lechtenberg. Kraus with it. This is Reschke. Reschke, the only non-starter on the floor for the Irish. Johnson-Brock wanted a walk on the pass by Reschke. They don't get the call, and now a bad bounce pass by Lechtenberg out of the reach of Santo, and a 6th turnover here for Falls City Sacred Heart.
Well, you saw it from the guards, especially number 30, Chloe Weiss, extending her defense out, putting some on-ball pressure, causing problems for the Lady Irish.
Chloe Weiss, 12 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double yesterday in the semifinal. Taryn Ottoman went up with it and had the ball swatted away, and Falls City Sacred Heart's back in transition. Lechtenberg underneath the rim, baseline drive, couldn't get the shot off. Jones the rebound, and Ottoman goes up and grabs it off the miss.
Just the presence of Ottoman kind of spoiled that second shot opportunity for the Irish.
Ottoman 0 for 3 from downtown, missed that one just a bit short as we've reached the final minute of the first quarter, which has been brought to you in part by John Henry's, our family serving yours. 11-7 in favor of Falls City Sacred Heart, which has been a high energy, high excitement start to this one. Two of the best teams in the southeast Nebraska region going toe-to-toe.
Nice drive.
Santo goes in, gets swatted. Taryn Ottoman, you could hear that in Holmesville. She went up and rejected it right into the old padding. It took a big bounce, and you could hear it off the hand. You could hear it off the wall. Rejection City for Ottoman.
Nice drive, splitting the defense with Santo, but just ran into that wall like you said that is Taryn Ottoman.
5-second violation on the inbound. You could see Dorothy Krause yelling, go, on the baseline. There was just no movement for Falls City Sacred Heart.
Yeah, no movement, no communication there on the inbounds as the Irish turn it over once again.
Well, pretty much all the way down is how far Johnson-Brock can hold it. I was trying to do the math in my head between the shot clock and game clock. I think it's maybe a tenth of a second, and it looks like that's the game plan. Chloe Weiss off a screen from Ottoman, kicks left to Behrens. Ottoman for a three at the horn. That one off the mark, no good. Rebound Santo. She brings it up the floor with 3 seconds, escapes it to Krause. Lechtenberg will dribble it out, and the first quarter comes to an end. 7 turnovers for the Irish, but a 4-point lead. The Falls City Sacred Heart Irish, the 2 seed, 11. Top seed Johnson-Brock 7 at the end of 1.
Just finished an epic game? Keep the excitement going with a stop at Good To Go convenience store on your way home. Refuel with a fresh coffee. Grab a tasty sandwich and fill up your tank to be ready for the next adventure. Whether you're celebrating a win or discussing the highlights, Good To Go has all your post-game refreshments covered. Make it a part of your game day routine.
Good To Go post-game snack.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Four-point lead for Falls City Sacred Heart. Everybody's got a lot of different looks. I thought it was Jersey night, but I guess that also counts for KFC hat on your head night as well. Why not, right?
Hey, they have some players that produce buckets over there for Johnson-Brock, so I get it.
And so does Falls City Sacred Heart. Gentry Lechtenberg, no hesitation, knocks down the triple.
Deep triple out of the break, just kind of caught the defense, kind of sagging in a little bit.
The Irish have doubled up Johnson-Brock, but a nice cut to the rim, a breakdown down low, and Buckmeyer takes advantage of it. Back to a 5-point deficit for Johnson-Brock.
You know, that's when the Eagles have had their most success, is when they use really good ball movement, decisive ball movement.
Pass left side, 3-ball by Krause on its way, airballed that one, and that one will trickle out of bounds as well. No effort on the rebound as it was heading to the corner. Johnson-Brock with the possession back, up by 5. Pelican passes one left to Brooklyn Behrens. Weiss Tried to find Behrens, but the pass too tall. She's able to settle it down. Pelican for three. Knocks it down. Had a hat trick from downtown last night. Makes it 14-12 in this one.
You know, Daly Pelican was very positive during that break between the first and second quarters. Clapping her hands, getting her teammates energized. Good to see her get involved offensively.
Gentry Lechtenberg drove, missed the shot, but the rebound was chased down by Hallie Jones. Santo at the top of the key. Pass left, deflected, but Kraus settled it back down. This is Lechtenberg. Missed it off the side of the backboard, and it trickles out of bounds. And another turnover for the Irish, but Johnson-Brock still behind in this one by a pair at 14-12.
It almost felt like Johnson-Brock dodged a bullet, allowing Gentry Lechtenberg to get that ball in the middle of the lane. Usually good things, very good things happen for the Irish when she gets the ball inside there.
Weiss into the corner. Pelican, Buckmeyer. Now Brooklyn Behrens. Shot clock under 15 seconds. Chance to tie or take the lead here for Johnson-Brock. Pelican steps out of a three, drives with 5 seconds on the shot clock, gets blocked. It's settled back down by Buckmeyer, and the shot clock did reset. And now the officials are going to have to come to the scores table and take a look at this.
Did the ball hit the rim? No, it did not. That was the look. That was a good look right there. So that's a shot clock violation. The coaching staff for Falls City Sacred Heart, they got a good case here.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think they have the benefit of video replay. They could look at our screen, but I don't think that's how it's going to work.
I don't know.
Great shot by John Reeson, working the baseline. I don't think that gets a piece of it, Andy.
I don't either. And this is good on the officiating crew talking things over here. You didn't hear the buzzer.
I did not.
And it hadn't come into play the first game we had. And yeah, it came right down to the wire. A nice drive. Radio crew talking it over as well.
Tim Hackett, David Party.
Old Red.
And Nick Wyman there to the left as well. Oh, there's Chase Madison. Hello, Chase. 10-11. A lot of media here tonight, including us.
Well, it's a big tournament. You know, it started in 1956, been going strong ever since. And, you know, there's a lot of personality to it. It's a big part of this community year in and year out.
Well, Luke Santo is displeased, and the reason for that is they stuck with the call on the floor. It is Johnson-Brock basketball, and Luke Santo unhappy, but unfortunately, without any real evidence, you can't go back on it. Buckmeyer to Daly Pelican for three. That's how you take advantage of a situation like that.
Yep, real nice job with the ball movement. And once again, taking advantage of Falls City, really packing it inside, kind of rolling the dice, not guarding the perimeter as much as maybe they need to adjust to.
Johnson-Brock has taken the lead, and they get a steal here. Taryn Ottoman will play point guard. She can do it all. She'll bring it up the floor, but give it up to Behrens. And Johnson-Brock, an 8-3 start to this second quarter. Looking to add to that, Chloe Weiss draws contact as she hits the deck behind the baseline. And that'll go against Gentry Lechtenberg. A little bit of a thigh check there, if you will.
Yep, kind of wanted to take away baseline. You get what she was trying to do there, but also got put in a bad spot with that drive getting to the baseline.
Weiss looks over on the inbound. Picks it back top of the key. Buckmeyer. To her left to Daly Pelican. Pelican with 6 points. She's hit back-to-back triples here in the second quarter. Weiss to the corner to Brooklyn Buckmeyer. Holds the ball above her head. Looks inside. Finds Behrens, who finds Ottoman. She can't finish. Second effort up, no good. And Ottoman is scoreless on the night. Ball went out of bounds, and it'll stay with Johnson-Brock.
These are really nice set plays in the half court coming from the Lady Eagles. Seeing movement away from the basketball, setting back screens, trying to get something close at the rim.
The inbound to Behrens. She goes up with it and gets fouled. They'll catch Dorothy Kraus here. She doesn't like the call. Check that, they caught Hallie Jones. Both were in the area, but I think if you're Luke Santo, you'd rather that go on Kraus, because for Jones, that's her second.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was just looking at the replay there. And, you know, there was a lot of contact. Body hit the floor pretty hard, but overall, you saw a lot of hands stay straight up, so you can understand the frustration from head coach Luke Santo.
First free throw was up and good for Barons, but we've got a timeout. We'll take one with them. Everybody enjoying their night in downtown Beatrice. Your score at the break, 16-14 in favor.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Barons misses the free throw out of the Falls City timeout. 16-14, Eagles with the lead. Been an 8-3 run to start the second quarter. Three-pointer from the corner, off the mark by Santo. And the rebound picked up underneath by Weiss. Chloe Weiss reached double figures in scoring in 3 of the first 5 games this season. Got off to a great start. Over her last 5, 8.6 points, 3.6 rebounds per game. She drives in there, can't finish, but the rebound falls into the hands of Barons, and she goes up with it and goes back to the line.
Yeah, Barons has done a really nice. Look how she slid in there for that rebound, getting herself in position in front of a couple Sacred Heart players. That's really been her biggest contribution is, oh, she has a little bit of a bloody knee after she hit the deck.
Well, it's either if she needs to come to the sideline, you need to sub her out or call a timeout. One of the two, but it looks like they might just give her the benefit of the doubt, get it cleaned up. But it gives us a chance to say thanks to Fillmore County Hospital, Downtown Family Vision in Wilbur, Griffith's Huvendick Chapel in Beatrice, Adams and DeWitt, and the Laughlin Hovitt Funeral Home in Wymore, as well as Ranke Manufacturing in Deschler. Our second quarter also brought to you in part by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. She's getting a while to get this cleaned up here. Will they have to call a timeout or make a sub? They will indeed take the latter, make a sub. Kinley Weiss will come in. Again, she's good at the free throw line, entering the game 5 of 6.
Yeah, so that's who you, yeah, I don't want to call it a break, but in this situation, it looks like Barons isn't injured too bad, and you get to bring in a high percentage shooter from the line who does just that. Man, that was true, wasn't it?
It sure was. Weiss now 2 of 3 at the line. And every now and then you'll see Jeff Ottoman bring her in certain situations late in games because of her free throw shooting. She has the ability to close out games. Misses the second, but chases down the rebound and rips it away from Kraus. That's a freshman with a big-time rip away.
Yeah. Ball's kind of bouncing around there. And Kinley Weiss got her nose in there and came away with it.
Kinley Weiss in the corner now. Buckmeyer out to Chloe Weiss. Here's a drive off the window, too strong. Rebound, Buckmeyer, and a fresh 35. 0 for 4. Make it now 0 for 5 as Taryn Ottoman from 3 to start this one. Back the other way comes Falls City Sacred Heart, trailing by a trio. Daisy Witt steps out of a 3, kicks left, finds Retschke, who's played a lot of minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, she just gives them a little bit of that length that they're maybe looking for here in this matchup.
Santo flips one over the arm of Pelican. Here's Kraus, drives in, had the ball poked free. Chloe Weiss with the deflection, and it finds its way to Daly Pelican. Pelican brings it up the floor. She's 2 of 3 from downtown to start the ball game. She'll give it off to the corner to Weiss. Ottoman, quick bounce pass to Kinley Weiss. Kinley out to Chloe Weiss. Will she be able to save it? Throws it up in the air. Pelican will not get there. We'll have a tie-up and a jump ball. No, they're going to call it a foul. I think that's the right call. Buckmeyer is going to be hit with her first.
Yeah, wild play there. As the ball kind of got tied up. The undersized freshman tried to kick it out to Chloe Weiss, the senior. He also had the official backpedaling, trying to get out of the play.
It is Fall City Sacred Heart basketball after the giveaway and foul by the Irish. 17-14. Lower scoring second quarter than we saw in the first, where we saw 18 go on the board. Here's a pull-up jump shot, left short by Witt, and Weiss brings it up the floor in transition. Pass right, charging to the rack, laying it up. But too strong on the take was Brooklyn Behrens.
Nice defense there from Gentry Lechtenberg, also collecting the rebound, her fourth of the game.
Top of the key, Daisy Witt steps into a three. Luke Santo did not like that one. He shook his head after that. Air ball three. And with 1:50 to go until halftime, the score remains 17-14 in favor of the Eagles. Stick around at halftime for our halftime highlights, which are brought to you in part by Vitosh Ag Services outside of outside of Odell on the blacktop, as well as Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Bounce to the free throw line and a pass down inside to Ottoman, who has not scored in the first half yet, and she traveled. It's been a rough go of it for the senior post.
Well, they're running a 2-3 zone right now. It is Fall City Sacred Heart, but they're putting a lot of attention to number 32, Taryn Ottoman. So some of those turnovers are kind of being forced by the double team from the Lady Irish.
Pass to the free throw line, tap back out to Kraus, and Kraus had it knocked away by Chloe Weiss.
Yeah, just the aggressive nature, that on-ball pressure, the ability of the senior group, senior-led group from like Chloe Weiss and Brooklyn Behrens, the way they're able to extend it out. And here we go, freshman gets in on it as well.
Kinley Weiss with the interception, deflects it off. Kraus takes it to the rack. It's a pick six with a fumble, if you will.
Are you going to give Kraus the assist there?
I guess so. I don't know how you score that one. Unassisted, you don't see it very much in basketball, maybe in hockey. To the right side with the basketball, Santo pulls up, misses short. Ottoman scoops up the rebound. It is a 12-3 run in the second quarter for Johnson-Brock, and they've got a chance to add on to that here.
And that felt like the right decision from Santo to pull up and cut off her drive, take the mid-range jumper. It just felt a little rushed as that defense was closing in.
Daly Pelican with the basketball. She goes to Weiss at the top of the key. 7-second differential between shot and game clock here at the end of the first half. Weiss thought about the three. She kicks it right side, and it's up and good. Brooklyn Behrens with 6 seconds to go in the half. Up across the timeline, it's Witt with an answer of her own. Onions at Mudecas. Buzzer beaters galore. 22-17 the score at the break.
Both teams sticking with it, trading three-point shots. How about Witt kind of stepping to her right, stepping into a triple as we head to the half.
22-17 the score after 16 minutes. Stick around for our Visit Kearney halftime show. It's coming up right after this.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Excitement galore at the end of the first half, 22-17 in favor of Johnson-Brock here in this one. Hard to say, Andy, who really played the better half there. I think at points, Fall City Sacred Heart made up for a lot of their mistakes on offense with good defense. Ottoman is scoreless. But scoreboard's the scoreboard, and Johnson-Brock really dominated that second quarter.
Yeah, players make plays, and that's kind of what caught up to Fall City Sacred Heart. Really like the approach that head coach Luke Santo took early on, kind of going with the man-to-man zone, matchup zone, whatever you want to call it, D, where they really packed it in. And it kind of got Johnson-Brock to play the game they were looking for, taking a lot of shots from the outside, but their ability to knock down shots, we saw from Barons, we saw from Pelican, we saw Buckmeyer get in on the action. That really shifted the game, changed the game, gave the momentum right back to the Eagles, and then you started to see them taking advantage of their size as well. Great balance to the 1 seed offensively in Johnson-Brock.
22-17, the score at the break. Let's take a look at how we got to 22-17 with our halftime highlights. Our halftime highlights tonight brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Also brought to you in part by Vitosh Ag Services outside of Odell on the blacktop. Let's take a look at those highlights. Number 1, Johnson-Brock. Number 2, Fall City Sacred Heart. Avery Santo with a great dish to get us started in the scoring. Hallie Jones down low with her 2 points of the half.
Yeah, really nice job getting the ball exactly where it needed to be early on.
Brooklyn Buckmeyer from downtown here, splash. She had a nice half. 5 points. Those 3 made up all of her scoring in the first quarter. Here's Avery Santo, the hero yesterday, but Taryn Ottoman says absolutely not. Big time swat into the padding behind the baseline here at the auditorium. Daly Pelican, a hat trick of triples yesterday, 2 for 3 in the first half. That was no hesitation from the sophomore.
I mean, that was a big 3, too. Scoring was tough to come by at that point. Pelican kind of opened things up.
She did it again here, another no hesitation triple. I don't know if she's touching the rim on any of these.
They're pretty precise from the outside.
And another three-pointer here. Barons up from the corner, down through the hoop. Another one that was nothing but net. They're 4 of 10 from downtown is Johnson-Brock with the basketball here, driving in, throwing one up at the horn. Daisy Witt, and she's able to keep Johnson-Brock at bay and keep Fall City Sacred Heart right in this ball game. 22-17 the score at the break. That's a look at our halftime highlights, which are brought to you in part by Vitosh Ag Services and Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Coming up, we'll take a look at the first half stats, and we'll tell you all about the brand new Kearney Sportsplex coming to Central Nebraska.
Nebraska, it's time to celebrate our community heroes. Do you know a local hero who dedicates their time to make your community better? Someone who leads with a vision for a brighter tomorrow and inspires others to join? Nominate them today for the Community Hero Program, thanks to Medica. Each month, one Nebraska hero will be chosen and will get to choose a nonprofit to receive a $1,000 donation. Let's honor those who make our community shine. Community Hero, celebrating the heart of Nebraska. The halftime show is brought to you by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. And by Maximum Landscaping and Design in Sterling.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Get started on your next adventure at Woodhouse GMC. From the power of the GMC Sierra to the versatility of the terrain. No matter where you're headed, we've got a ride built for the journey. Strength, style, and space for moments that matter. Take advantage of exclusive offers going on now. Shop in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the auditorium. 22-17 the score at the break. Johnson-Brock, the 1 seed, with a 5-point lead over the 2 seed Falls City Sacred Heart Irish. Andy, it's time to talk about that great new exciting venue coming to central Nebraska that they call the Kearney Sportsplex. Gigantic sports facility. It's going to be really cool.
It's going to be a beacon for high school, middle school athletics. You can bet that. Not just tournaments, but also camps, wrestling, basketball, tennis, you name it, that place can house it.
A lot of courts for a lot of sports. You've got the ability, as you said, to do wrestling. You've got basketball, obviously. You have a track, and even pickleball. Have you ever played pickleball?
I have not, but I've been told I need to get into it.
I'll tell you a fun story. I got a C+ in gym class freshman year because I didn't study for the test on pickleball, and that sunk me. And I didn't, and obviously I didn't pass the test. So you best know now I know all the rules to the game of pickleball. But maybe I need to go out and test my skills, see how well I really know it at the sports box.
You don't allow pickleball to be your limiting factor on down the road after you already learned your lesson once.
All right, well, that's the Kearney Sportsplex. Very exciting deal coming to Kearney this spring. Let's take a look at our stats in the first half. Falls City Sacred Heart was 3 of 8 from downtown. Daisy Witt with a triple, going into the locker room to answer the three-pointer by Barons. Then he had 12 turnovers for the Irish. They were 2 of 4 at the line. 3 points in the ball game for Santo, 3 for Daisy Witt, 7 for Lechtenberg, and 4 for Hallie Jones. 6 turnovers for Johnson-Brock, 7 of 12 at the line. Good shooting from a long range, 4 of 10 with 5 of those misses coming from Taryn Ottoman, not usual. 7 points for Brooklyn Barons, 6 for Daly Pelican, 4 for Kinley Weiss, and 5 for Brooklyn Buckmeyer. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at NCN Sports. Follow us for many live updates on high school across the state. Lots of content with the Huskers, the Doane Tigers, the University of Nebraska Kearney Lopers, all the colleges, including the Big Red. Give us a follow on Twitter. We'll step aside and we come back. We're ready for the second half.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Ready to go here for the final 16 minutes on News Channel Nebraska. 22-17, Johnson-Brock with a 5-point lead. Original starting fives to take the floor for both sides in this one. -1 for Falls City Sacred Heart. The 5 on the floor for the Irish: Avery Santo, Dorothy Kraus, Daisy Witt, Allie Retschke, Gentry Lechtenberg, as Hallie Jones gets a seat. Brooklyn Barons, Daly Pelican, Brooklyn Buckmeyer, Chloe Weiss, and Taryn Ottoman. Andy, it's been a quiet ball game. Taryn Ottoman with a goose egg right now. How do you get her going?
Well, she wasn't missing by much. You mentioned the missed three-pointers. Those are a couple of them where they were in and out. I think she just has to keep doing what she's doing. She's demanding a lot of attention down low like you're seeing right there.
Yeah, she couldn't handle the pass. Luckily, scooping it up for the Eagles is Buckmeyer. Chloe Weiss with 5 seconds on the shot clock goes to Pelican, sets her feet for three, in and out. That one was dead on, missed it, but hit it right between the eyes.
So, I mean, it looks like a 2-3-D, but it basically turns into a box and one with Lechtenberg following Ottoman across the court wherever she goes in many of those defensive sets.
Stacey Witt, one dribble and a chest pass right to Kraus. Back to the top of the key. Witt drops it down into the paint. Here's Lechtenberg, splits the defenders and can't finish in the rim.
Boy, that was a good look. Nice drive once again from Lechtenberg, just unable to finish, as you mentioned.
This is Weiss, who swings left side to Behrens. Behrens to her far side. It's Ottoman at the elbow. Back to Buckmeyer. Nothing but net.
Yeah, just so lethal. The different ways that Johnson-Brock can score on you. They have phenomenal shooters from the outside, and they are flexing here tonight, Jake.
Taryn Ottoman with a steal underneath. Turnover number 13 for Fall City Sacred Heart. Ottoman averages 2.5 steals per game, but here's a steal for Lechtenberg. She gets 3 of them a night and goes back up the floor, but turns it over, and now it's a steal for Pelican. You get a steal, you get a turnover. Helter-skelter here in the third.
Buckmeyer quick to return the favor, turning over Lechtenberg after she snagged one of her passes inside.
Cross-court pass to Behrens. Chloe Weiss with the basketball. 619 digs this season for Weiss.
Wow.
Behrens, tough shot, but she gets it to fall.
Seeing Behrens knock down a couple of three-point shots, or at least one in the first half as well. Now you're seeing her get to the rim and finish. That just speaks to that versatility I was talking about a moment ago with a high-flying Eagle offense.
It's a 20-5 run in favor of Johnson-Brock since the start of the second quarter, and the lead has grown to double digits, a 10-point advantage for the Eagles. 3-ball in and out for Retschke. The Irish now 3 of 9 from downtown. Buckmeyer thought about pulling up. I thought she was going to pull that one, Andy Klassen.
Well, she did a great job boxing out, finding her man and securing that rebound, not allowing the Irish to have that second shot opportunity a moment ago.
Behrens to Pelican. Shot clock down to 15. Ottoman down low, puts one up, will go to the line, and she'll have a chance at her first points of the evening on the foul.
Really nice job with some footwork here. Look at her maneuver through and around some defenders. And yeah, easy whistle for the officials.
She's led in points and rebounds for each of the last 3 seasons, all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's the same story here, and now she enters the scorebook for the first time tonight. She makes the first. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sapp Brothers, serving Southeast Nebraska and Northeast Kansas. First State Insurance at First State Bank, member FDIC, and Bruning Grade and Feed. Goes 2 for 2 to Ottoman. She's in the scorebook. A free throw shooter of 68%, and Luke Santo is going to call a timeout, a 7-0 run to start the third quarter for Johnson-Brock. The lead's a dozen. We'll be back after this.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Our third quarter on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of your pain, not just the symptoms. 12-point lead for Johnson-Brock. Ante, it's a 25-7 run going back to the start of the second quarter. And this has turned into a game where it looked like Falls City Sacred Heart might run away with this early. They led by as much as 6.
Right.
They were still scoring despite turnovers. Johnson-Brock, credit the coaching staff. The game plan's been great. They've turned it on its head.
They've done a great job. More than anything, just stingying up on the defensive end, giving themselves extra opportunities with the offensive rebound, and then pretty, straightforward. They started knocking down shots from beyond the arc. That really opened things up.
They're 5 of 12 from long range. 1 for 1 to start the second half.
See, and I just love this, extending the defense out, not allowing Falls City Sacred Heart to just waltz into the offensive set they're looking for. But Lechtenberg with the finish once again.
Yeah, pretty take there by Lechtenberg off a nice pass as well. Back down to 10. Daly Pelican claps her hands. She was open for a moment, wanted to pull the trigger. And they weren't able to find her quick enough. Weiss at the top of the key, halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, that's where Sacred Heart's had a lot of success, getting Lechtenberg the ball in the middle of the lane.
Chloe Weiss down low with a tie-up and a little shove afterwards. Chloe Weiss did not like Daisy Witt trying to rip it away from her here. We're going to see it on the replay here.
Yeah, a little back and forth here.
I completely talked over you. I'm sorry.
Little back and forth is all, you're just seeing the emotion and how much it means, and now we got a shot clock violation.
It's a little loud in here. I'll say during that break, it's so loud I couldn't hear you talking through my headset.
That's all right. That's one of the things that you love about this auditorium, the way the sound echoes around and the players feed off of that type of energy.
I'm glad it's not just me that's noticed this is loud in here.
Right.
Top of the key, Lechtenberg throws one right side and a turnover, and Johnson-Brock's fan and student section loving that. 15th turnover of the ball game there for the Irish.
Yeah, and it's been the ability and really the length, the team length from Johnson-Brock, how they've been able to extend their defense out well beyond the three-point line, and it's really disrupted the Irish, getting into their offensive sets in the half court.
Chloe Weiss calling someone to make some movement towards the basketball. Went to her right instead. She'll take it to the rack. Rims out. Lechtenberg. Did she touch it last? She did. And it'll stay with Johnson-Brock.
Yeah, nice drive. Just no finish there as multiple defenders closed in on Chloe Weiss.
UDECA's basketball and NCN brought to you in part by Sapp Brothers Petroleum, serving southeast Nebraska and northeast Kansas, as well as Schmidt Excavating out of Adams and Exeter Milligan Public Schools. Hallie Jones shuts off the advances of Ottoman and takes it away, and here come the Irish up the floor.
That might have been Lechtenberg that got a piece of that block.
Top of the key, it's Daisy Witt. Lechtenberg does average a block per game.
Well, that might have been it.
Bounce to the right, picked up by Witt. Good defense by Weiss. That allowed Pelican to close in and snatch up the steal. The throw up floor, a little long. Weiss will drive.
Ooh.
Hits the deck hard. They'll call a jump ball here, and that'll go to Falls City Sacred Heart.
I don't think Johnson-Brock fans necessarily agree with this jump ball here, but there was a lot of ball. Good job on Daisy Witt going up.
Back to the right. Under 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. And in third quarter, Lechtenberg drives. In on Ottoman, lays it up and in. Ottoman can't believe it, but it's a chance at a three-point play and a chance to get the deficit to 7.
Yeah, Gentry Lechtenberg is really trying to take this game over offensively. Nice job going into Ottoman for the and one.
Before that free throw, a timeout call by Luke Santo. A little bit of a run, a little bit of life for Falls City Sacred Heart. Chance to make this a 7-point game when we come back. 29-21 in favor of Johnson-Brock, but some excitement, some belief for the Fall City Sacred Heart fans here in Beatrice, and that's because they're on a 6-0 run. Chance to get this down to 7, and they've got a good free throw shooter at the line in Lechtenberg.
Yeah, this 6-0 run, chance to make it a 7-0 run is right on time as Johnson-Brock was starting to pull away just a little bit there. Nice response from the Lady Irish.
The Irish 2 for 5 at the line. They now add one more to that total as Lechtenberg up to 12 points in the ball game as she makes the only free throw to complete the three-point play on the Ottoman foul.
Nice job by Buckmeyer, staying under control, just bringing the ball, advancing the ball up the court. Through the press, through the pressure.
Pelican, double pass to the right. Ottoman lost it. Buckmeyer goes to the top of the key. Weiss travels.
I'll tell you, the most impressive thing probably throughout this entire game has been how Sacred Heart has been able to neutralize Taryn Ottoman. This has not been her best night, but she's been facing a double team, sometimes a triple team. And right now, it's roll of the dice. It's what the Lady Irish have to do on the defensive end.
Lechtenberg, free throw line, drives, misses. Jones, a tough rebound, jump ball, and it's going to Johnson-Brock.
Yeah, tough rebound on the backside there. Good on Pelican, staying with it and tying this ball up.
And that's unfortunate for Jones because that was a really nice board.
Yeah, it really was.
Weiss throws it to half court. Handoff from Buckmeyer to Behrens. Flip to the corner. Behrens goes to her right to Weiss. This is Ottoman. Takes one to the top of the key. Pelican with 5 seconds and a minute to go in the quarter. Ottoman throws one up, no good. Good defense by the Irish. Can they turn it into offense? Lechtenberg to Santo, and back up top to Witt to slow things down in the final minute of the third. Santo, left wing three, up and good.
Fantastic job. Witt kick-started that by getting the ball into Lechtenberg, then the kick out, opened up Santo for the three.
Santo with her first bucket of the second half, first since the first 3 minutes of the ball game.
Little inside-out ball being played by Sacred Heart.
And there they found it in the middle of the defense. They finally exposed the inside-out. You mentioned, Andy, first field goal of the night for Taryn Ottoman.
Yeah, Jones just got caught trailing Ottoman the entire way.
Floater left well short by Lechtenberg, and now you've got a whistle and a player down. Jones might have gotten hit in the back of the head. Check that. That was Daisy Witt with the floater.
Oh, she hit her head up against the pad.
I have heard from players from long ago and recent that wall takes no prisoners.
It looks like a pretty heavy-duty old brick wall, that's for sure.
Yeah, that wall, I've heard, does not feel good. Shot up at the horn, left short by Santo, and we head to the fourth and final quarter. 6-point lead. Johnson-Brock leads at 31-25, looking for their first ever UDECA's championship in the A division.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be all right. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Teammates Mentor proudly serves 10,000 students in 192 chapters across Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But we need your help.
We're recruiting Teammates Mentors to help our students reach their full potential.
Meeting with a student once a week can make a positive impact in their life, and create a ripple effect in our communities.
Go to teammates.org to learn how you can get involved. Join the team, be a mentor.
Two different themes for two great teams here in the Mudecas A Division Championship. For Falls City Sacred Heart, they're looking for their 14th crown in the A Division of the Mudecas basketball tournament and looking to make it 4 in a row, excluding last year's canceled tournament. Lechtenberg with a footer up and in. Meanwhile, Johnson-Brock, they're looking for their first ever crown in the A Division.
Yeah, but they've been very competitive the past couple of seasons. That was just a fantastic take out of the break from Lechtenberg.
Chloe Weiss at the top of the key. Chest pass left to Brooklyn Behrens. She goes to Pelican. Weiss. And Behrens steps out of a 3. 4-point game with 40 seconds gone by in the fourth. Three-pointer from the corner up, no good for Behrens. Tie up with it. And we've got a foul on the rebound. They'll catch Chloe Weiss here. Weiss caught her second there, and we'll see it here on the replay.
Yeah, love the effort. Wanting to get in there, they're going to get her with the reach. Of course, Johnson-Brock coaching staff was thinking, was there a travel before the reach?
Either way, it's Sacred Heart basketball. Witt finds Lechtenberg. Spinning in the lane, she traveled, turnover, and that's a crucial one because that was a chance to make this a one-score game early in the fourth.
Yeah, when she spun back around, just kind of lost her footing, looked like a little hesitation. Was she going to take the shot, or was she going to kick it out? And in that split second, shuffled her feet for the walk.
Pass was tipped up front, ball loose. Kraus with the steal, off the turnover, finds Lechtenberg, lays it up and in. We got a 2-point game.
They've been close. The Lady Irish turning them over in this full court press. Finally got it done.
A foul up floor here as it's brought towards half court.
Is that going to be 3 on Lechtenberg?
That is 2 on Lechtenberg, is what I have it as, and that's what the scoreboard has it all. But what a great play off the steal.
Really was. Just showing you how her ability to finish at the rim, whether she's in position or she has to contort a little bit.
Buckets, man, might be getting hungry because there's been no buckets for Johnson-Brock here in the fourth quarter as of yet. Looking to change that. Buckmeyer, unable to finish, got blocked. And here comes Falls City Sacred Heart. Pick 6 on the horizon. Chloe Weiss stops, throws it up and in. 33-29.
Great job keeping her pivot foot and allowing the defender to blow by.
In the corner with the basketball, Santo. Santo to the top of the key to Witt. And Witt finds Lechtenberg.
Looked like Lechtenberg wanted to take it off the dribble, just wasn't there.
Handed it off to Witt on the backside. Lechtenberg drives and gets fouled by Ottoman, who picks up just her second, so not quite in the danger zone yet.
This is where Ottoman just has to keep her arms straight. You saw it right there, clear as day. Bringing that right arm down, you're going to get the whistle blown more times than not.
Lechtenberg's free throw. Off the back iron, no good. Irish 3 of 6 at the charity stripe tonight.
Yeah, Lechtenberg doesn't miss much. She doesn't miss very often from the line.
She does go 1 for 2. 5 points for Lechtenberg here in the fourth quarter. It's up to 18, a game high on the night. Our fourth quarter brought to you in part by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer and discover more at lincoln.org. 33-30, Johnson-Brock. Buckmeyer looked inside. There's just nothing open, Andy Klassen.
No, nice job shifting that zone defense.
Daly Pelican for 3. Off the mark.
And the zone defense holds up.
Santo to the elbow. Pass slips through the fingers of Lechtenberg. And here comes Ottoman looking to make this a 2-score game. Weiss chest pass to her left to Pelican. Dribbling right and going to her right is Buckmeyer. Buckmeyer with 3.2 points per game in her last 4. She's got 8 here tonight. Misses that one. Rebound underneath by Jones, but she throws it right to Pelican, who goes right to the rim and gets fouled.
Yeah, just when you think your defense held up, you turn the ball over, and that's due to Lady Eagles just staying so active. And we see it across the entire, 94 feet of the court here, the on-ball pressure.
4 fouls now on Hallie Jones as well. Pelican sinks the first.
And as of right now, Coach Santos not bringing in the sub. He's rolling the dice right now. He's saying it's go time.
Close game as well. Pelicans second off the back iron. Lechtenberg brings the rebound up the floor. Driving in, Lechtenberg ran into Chloe Weiss. They're going to catch Weiss for a foul here. That is her third. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, they're going to get it with the reach in once again, but you're right, that's a tough spot when Lechtenberg spins into you. It was on the floor, not a shooting foul.
Inbound to Santo. Lechtenberg kicked it left out to Kraus. Dorothy Kraus swings right side, stepping out of the 3 into a 2. Witt can't finish it. Rebound fought for, a little elbow action underneath. I think Behrens caught one around the forehead, but she brings it back down the floor. Chloe Weiss to Kinley Weiss, the freshman for 3. That one too strong, and the rebound goes out of bounds, going to Sacred Heart.
Boy, the Eagles had a great look. Snuck in a outside shooter, got her wide open, in and out, doesn't go down.
Stick around after the conclusion of this one for our coaches interview, which is brought to you in part by Sarpy County Tourism. Say, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Daly Pelican will check back in here. 3 fouls now on Weiss, but that's not who they're going to take out of the game, Andy. They take out Behrens with 3:35 to go, protecting a 4-point lead.
A nice job denying that entry pass.
Taryn Ottoman doing just that, forcing a 20th turnover by Sacred Heart. Went to Pelican, and this is Weiss within the corner. Buckmeyer to Chloe Weiss. Daly Pelican drops it down. Kinley Weiss drives, hook shot up, never got a piece of the rim, and it's tracked down by Pelican. Pelican to Buckmeyer, 3 on its way. That could have been an early dagger, but it falls harmlessly to the court. And here comes Santo in transition. Ball tipped up in the air. Pelican with a steal, and she throws it up floor. Kinley Weiss in on Kraus, gets fouled hard, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, a lot of contact here. And how about the effort from Daly Pelican? Jumped the passing lane, had to go up and fight for the ball, then had the wherewithal to advance it up to the cherry picker, Kinley Weiss.
They caught Lechtenberg with the foul, her 3rd, and Weiss gets the friendly roll to extend the lead to 5.
Well, it just felt like there'd been a lid on the rim for Johnson-Brock last 7 or 8 possessions. They've had some good looks, just the ball was not finding its way through the cylinder. A couple of free throws fall, though, for the youngster, Kinley Weiss.
36-30 the score. Timeout called by Johnson-Brock as they attempt to protect a 6-point lead and secure their first ever A-Division championship.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
This broadcast is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu and discover your path to possible. NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
36-30 the score, 2:42 to go in this one. Andy, you've got Falls City Sacred Heart looking to make it 4 in a row for the second time in their school's history in the A Division. Meanwhile, Johnson-Brock, 2 minutes and some change away from their first ever in A.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see another great play from Pelican. But how's each squad going to respond here as time starts to wind down? You're counting down those possessions with the new shot clock.
36-30 the score. Shot clock at 20 seconds. Lechtenberg leaps up to receive the pass, and she'll draw a push foul here against the white and red jerseys of Johnson-Brock. It's Behrens with her second.
Yeah, you're really seeing Johnson-Brock tried to take away that first option, being Gentry-Lechtenberg, getting that entry pass at the top of the key.
Inbound to the top of the key. It's picked up by Witt, who goes left, and Santo drills the three. It's a one-score game.
Big three.
Had to have it if you were Sacred Heart. What does Johnson-Brock have to answer with? Do they play to protect, or do they jump on the offensive and try to take the lead? Here's a three on its way. Here's Buckmeyer, who misses it, but Behrens is able to track it down.
Didn't touch rim. They don't have a fresh shot clock. They got to be aware of that.
Down to 9 seconds at the free throw line. A pass left. Pelicans three. That one's short. Jones goes up for the rebound, but hits the deck. Johnson-Brock wanted to travel, but they get Buckmeyer with a foul, her third of the game. Let's have another look at it on the Meade Lumber and BCH replay.
Well, she did come in, got her hands in there. Initially, I thought it was a travel.
At the line for 2 free throws is Jones. Jones at the line this season, 44%. Chance to make it a 1-point game. She's halfway there. Stick around at the conclusion of this one for our Player of the Game interview. It's brought to you in part by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora, as well as Nebraska Orthopedic Center. Jones looking to make this a 1-point game, under 2 minutes to go. Success.
Oh, she is fired up.
6 points on the night for Haley Jones. 1:30 on the clock. 90 seconds separating Johnson-Brock from their first ever A-Division championship. Now less than 90 seconds and a 1-point differential for Falls City to make it 4 in a row. Pelican to the top of the key, and Buckmeyer to the corner. Pelican sets her feet. 3 on its way. A huge 3 by Daly Pelican. Something she's done all tournament long.
Oh, and she passed up that first attempt, backed out even deeper. Like you said, that was a huge 3 ball down the stretch.
39-35 inside Lechtenberg. Pelican with the swat and steal. Chloe Weiss up the floor. Lechtenberg knocks her down. Foul called. That is her 4th.
That almost looked intentional, and I don't mean like deserves a technical foul or anything like that, but understood the situation. The game did not want Johnson-Brock to run out any more clock.
Chloe Weiss will inbound from right on the edge of the bench. There you see the foul. We'll have a timeout before Tempers flaring, excitement rising here in the final 47 seconds. Johnson-Brock leads at 39-35. Back after this.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
Get to Roe.
Fans are getting into it here. Mudecus after dark here at the auditorium. But we've got a champion to crown. 39-35. Everybody's fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, a couple of key possessions here. Irish can play this straight up. They don't have to foul.
Inbound into the backcourt. Ottoman dribbles around, lost it, diving on the ground to haul it in was Daisy Witt. It's a jump ball. The possession will stay with Johnson-Brock, but near disaster there for the Eagles.
How about Daisy Witt laying it all out on the line, causing the jump ball, but nearly getting the turnover.
The inbound to Ottoman. Ottoman has it ripped away, and Witt this time has the steal for a moment, but now there's a foul called here against Johnson-Brock to Bitt.
Obviously, Johnson-Brock was looking for a reach-in foul here. Didn't get it.
The foul was on Buckmeyer. That is her fourth. If this were to go into overtime, knock on wood.
Right.
That would be a factor for both sides. Foul trouble, that is. Free throw up, in and out for Daisy Witt.
Rolls all around the rim. Unbelievable.
Free throw shooter of 68.4% this season. Strong passer, strong ball handler. That's been on display all week. Second one, good.
That was a big one. Pushed it to one possession game. As we get a little offense for defense substitution here from Fall City Sacred Heart.
34.6 seconds to go. 3-point game. What does Coach Santo have drawn up for this inbound? It's up in the air. Ball loose. Kraus crashes into the scorer's table. Who touched it last? They'll say Sacred Heart. It's Eagles basketball.
Kraus was looking for the foul on that occasion.
Ouch. Weiss flips it to Ottoman. Ottoman up floor to Santo. And now Ottoman, who's picked up defensively by Lechtenberg. It's reached in on and fouled, and Lechtenberg is up to 4. No, that's 5. Excuse me, she is out.
Well, that's a huge blow to Lady Irish, as they're going to need a little bit of luck here. Ottoman shooting free throws. Shot clock obviously turned off.
And that hurts if you're Falls City Sacred Heart. 16 points, the number, as Lechtenberg's night is over. Free throw in and out by Ottoman. Johnson-Brock, 12 of 19 at the line. Ottoman with 6 points, all of them in the second half.
Here's the big one. You have multiple three-point shooters out on the court now.
Left it short. Rebound scooped up. It's up the floor to Santo. 20 seconds to go in the game. Double dribble as Daisy Witt turns it over.
She knew where she wanted to get the ball. Now it's up the sideline. Once again, Jake, the on-ball pressure.
Let's see if another big defensive stop is in the cards here for Luke Santo. We got a timeout before that. We'll keep it here, Ans. We want to remind everybody, stick around for our top plays after this one. Brought to you in part by Southeast Community College. Head to southeast.edu now and discover your path to possible, as well as currency. So, couldn't get more dramatic. I mean, maybe if it was a tie game. But you're talking about a team that has won 3 straight, won this tournament in the A Division 13 times. First one that never has won in the A Division. They've won in B twice, but at the same time, they're looking for their first title here.
Yeah, and you might see a little bit of the nerves coming into play here. I mean, Taryn Ottoman is a fantastic free throw shooter, and she missed both of them there. All she needed was one to push this to a 2-possession game. Left the door open just a little bit for Fall City Sacred Heart.
Well, here's the inbound. Chloe Weiss kicks it into play. Pelican comes up with it, nearly lost it, but she settles it down and is fouled with 16.3 to go.
Classy move there from Avery Santo, helping up Daly Pelican after she hit the deck after the foul.
Big time free throws here for Daly Pelican. 60% this season. The first one's up, and she misses it off the back iron.
Yeah, just a little heavy with the shot as you get a look at head coach Luke Santo.
The second one on its way. 0 for 2, and the putback by Buckmeyer on the offensive rebound. She's fouled now by Santo. Sacred Heart just can't catch a break.
Well, they're catching a lot of breaks, Jake.
Free throw wise, yes. I'm talking about trying to get it up the floor and have a chance to tie this up.
Well, that's a little bit of team length and rebounding. We've seen it come into play throughout this entire game. But the Eagles just cannot capitalize.
5 straight misses at the line for Johnson-Brock. Buckmeyer just 50% on the year. Finally stops the bleeding at the line and gets one to fall for the Eagles. 12 seconds to go, 4-point game. It's Daisy Witt who swings left. Santo for 3. Off the back iron, it's no good. Ottoman wraps it up, and she is tied up and fouled.
Fall City Sacred Heart, they got the look they're going for. Santo with that 3. We've seen her knock a couple down here tonight. Still would have been just a little short, thanks to Buckmeyer knocking down the back end, the second free throw attempt.
The chants have begun, signaling a win for Johnson-Brock. Ottoman sinks the first.
Good move here. Eagles back out. They don't want to pick up a tiki-tack foul.
Ottoman goes 2 for 2, and that should seal the deal. The clock hits zeros. The heave down floor for the first time in program history. The Eagles of Johnson-Brock are champions of the Mu-Decus A Division. 29 years of struggle against Fall City Sacred Heart, but a sweet victory here in Beatrice in the 96th Mu-Decus tournament. Angie Klassen will catch up with our player of the game and head coach Jeff Ottoman in just a little bit. Congratulations to Johnson-Brock on a Mu-Decus title.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy?
Well, there's Johnson-Brock celebrating their first ever A-Division championship at this tremendous Mudecas basketball tournament. They've won it in the B Division, 1999 and in 2001, but a sweet victory over a team that has had their number for a number of years. They beat Falls City Sacred Heart by 6. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jake Bartecki. Just a moment, we'll hear from head coach Jeff Ottoman and Daily Pelican Andy Klassen will wrangle them up. But first, let's take a look at how we got to this 42-36 final with our top plays, which are brought to you in part by Currency. Need financing for heavy RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Our top plays also brought to you in part by Southeast Community College. Discover your path to possible at SCC. Let's take a look at those highlights. Everybody's having fun here tonight. It's a weird night, full moon. You got buckets on the floor, you got buckets on the head of people in the stands, which is perfectly fine because it's Mudecas. 42-36, the final opening quarter here. Avery Santo gets rejected, but staying with the play is Hallie Jones. Nice dish inside, and she's able to put it up for 2 points. Chloe Weiss with the backwards pass to Brooklyn Buckmeyer. Nothing but net. Johnson-Brock, 6 of 17 from 3 in this one. Shot a lot of threes, shot a lot of free throws. 26 free throw attempts in the win for the Eagles. Taryn Ottoman, absolutely not. Swats that one into the padding against that vicious brick wall here at the auditorium. She had a quiet night on offense, but 3 blocks defensively for the senior for the Eagles. Daily Pelican has done this all tournament. She had 10 points tonight, 3 triples. She had 3 triples against Diller Odell in the semifinals, and that was a big one to make it a 2-point game. Next possession, she does it again. Off the back iron and in. That gave Johnson-Brock a 1-point lead. Here's a 3 by Brooklyn Behrens. She's got good range from downtown as well. 8 of 39 coming into the ball game tonight, and she connects from the corner. 22-14, the score, answering before the buzzer and at the buzzer, Daisy Witt. She answers the Behrens three-pointer with one of her own, and we head to the locker room all in a good ball game. The score at the break, 22-16 in favor of Johnson-Brock. Here's a three-pointer by Behrens and over to Buckmeyer for the bucket on the left wing. Behrens again here. This time she finds the bottom of the rim. Splits 2 defenders, floats one in over Jones. And Johnson-Brock continued to pour it on. Started that 25-7 run that went back to the second quarter. Slowing that down a little bit was Avery Santo. Big-time shot. That got the deficit down to 7 and forced a Johnson-Brock timeout. We head to the fourth. 6-point lead for the Eagles. Gentry Lechtenberg, we haven't mentioned her much in this series of highlights, but she came to life before she fouled out later in the ball game. She ended the night with 16 points, a game high. Chloe Weiss, tough shot, stays with it, up fakes, gets by Santo, and puts it up and in. Santo with a three-pointer here, 2:17 to go to make it a one-score game. Avery Santo 9 points, 3 triples. Daly Pelican with the dagger. This would sign, seal, and deliver a championship back to Johnson, Nebraska, as Johnson-Brock celebrates their first ever A-Division championship. They're celebrating on the floor, but when we come back, hear from head coach Jeff Ottoman and our player of the game, Daly Pelican.
Machinery, trucks, or other equipment, Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
This broadcast is brought to you by Beatrice Movies, located on Court Street in Beatrice, Carlson Irrigation, your Rinky dealer in Shickley, and by Community Insurance Group in Tecumseh, Sterling, Humboldt, and Pawnee City. This broadcast is brought to you by Landmark Implement, with 16 locations throughout Nebraska and Kansas, and by Premier GMC. We are professional grade. This broadcast is brought to you by Precision Seed and Chemical and Friend, Scooters Coffee in Beatrice, and by Twin Rivers in Fairbury and Beatrice, the high-volume, low-hassle place to buy.
Welcome back to Beatrice as we wrap up day one of the Mudecas tournament. Johnson-Brock gets over the hump. You guys are the champions, joined now by head coach Jeff Ottoman. What are your initial thoughts? You guys are the champs.
Yeah, honestly, a little big exhale, to be honest with you. So it was a heck of a battle. We're playing a really good team. They just reload every year and bring back and push everybody, and they did it again tonight. They gave us all we could take.
After the halftime break, you guys opened up that third period on a 7-0 run. That really gave you guys the breathing room to operate throughout the second half. What was said at the break that led to that run?
Well, they were kind of outworking us in the first half and getting most of the rebounds. So we needed to get a little bit tougher with the ball, go get some more rebounds so we can get out and push.
You guys are led by a lot of seniors, played so well over the years. What does this mean to the seniors on this group finally getting it done?
Yeah, there's a lot of good senior leadership on this team. They all know each other real well, play with each other real well, and they're showing the younger kids how to get it done too.
This feels like a signature type of win that you guys can look back to as you start to look at, some postseason play. What does this kind of a win mean to you?
Well, hopefully we can hang our hat on it for a little bit. This is a good team, and maybe that sets the bar for maybe what the rest of the season looks like.
What can you tell me about tonight's player of the game? One of the all-tournament players, Daly Pelican, hit a huge three as time was winding down and expiring there.
Yeah, miss hustle tonight, She getting after it, hustling, putting pressure on the defense, getting those steals tonight for us.
Coach, thank you for time. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
All righty, let's bring in our player of the game, Daly Pelican. 10 big points, huge smile, and why not? What does this win do for you guys moving forward? How does it feel?
It feels so good. I seriously have the best group of seniors to lead me, and it's so fun playing with them. And this really just gives us motivation for the rest of the season.
You got some key turnovers in the second half. They're jumping passing lanes. Was there something said during the break like, hey, let's extend the defense out? What led to those turnovers?
In practice, we work a lot on being quick and getting steals, and we really just realized that if we wanted to win the game, we were going to have more offensive possessions. So we were going to have to get the ball.
Credit Fall City Sacred Heart. They did make it easy. It looked like it took away, your big gal in the middle there, your center. How did you guys maneuver around that to secure this victory?
She's one of the best players I've ever played with, but I do have many other great teammates, and we all have to figure out how to play without her, even though we want her with us. But shooting, driving, using her as a seal when she can't be the one shooting. Take
me back to that moment. Under a minute, you passed up a three. It came back to you. You knocked it down, putting your guys back up by 4. What was going through your mind at that moment?
I knew I was wide open, and I was like, this is my time to shoot. And when I took it, and it went in, that was like the best feeling ever.
What does this mean? What does this win mean to you personally? Big performance, and also against an opponent that you guys have had trouble with over the years.
To me, it's just so special because these seniors are my best friends, and I'm glad I could help them out and do it for them. And just doing it as a team is the most meaningful, most memorable opportunity.
Daly, congratulations on this championship victory.
Thank you.
All right, Jake, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you very much to Daly and Coach Ottoman as well. Well, our coverage for tonight has come to an end, but that is only beginning a full weekend of Mudecas basketball here on NCN. Andy and I will be back here tomorrow with our entire crew for both of the boys' A Division and B Division championships. Falls City Sacred Heart, the 1 seed, against the 3 seed in the B Division. That's Falls City Sacred Heart against HTRS. And then Johnson-Brock looking to double up and sweep Mudecas. They'll take on the Freeman Falcons, 2 teams that are undefeated. Should be 2 outstanding games. We'll look forward to hearing from all of you and seeing you all tomorrow for 2 more editions of Mudecas basketball. For Andy Klassen, Danny Alvarado, Paul H., and our entire crew here in Beatrice, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. This has been Mudecas basketball on NCN.